What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and of course today we need to talk a little bit about the Uncharted Battlefield. We did routes, battles 1 through 3 yesterday. We're going to do 4 through 6 today. I know these aren't the most exciting battles, but essentially the more you can conserve in these battles, the more you're going to have for the final battles. That's why we're kind of doing these early ones in general. Now, these are the first ones where you can kind of use your UR units. You don't have to. You can actually probably still use SSRs here. But as I'm going to show you here, even though Tarl kind of has his shortcomings in regards to this particular event, as good as he is, as awesome as he does not produce a lot of damage. He's definitely not a top damage dealer. And he doesn't even buff himself up to produce damage. He's all about tanking. That's his entire goal here. So in essence, in order to kind of build this out, and as always with this, I'm going to try to use non-time limited units for this. I'm kind of going to use Otarl here. Now you see that I've got some SSR equips on him and some SSR scene cards. Basically, I just need to buff up his damage just enough that he'll actually produce going in here. And you'll see once we get to the latter half of the, well, actually, you can see right here, it's taken 4 to 5 hits sometimes to clear some of these guys out. Usually about 2 to 3. There's very few units he can one-shot. So, unless he's doing like a skill like that. So here we go again. Now the nice part is, notice he's not taking any damage. He's having a grand time. He's walking through this. No one here is a threat to him. And that's just kind of indicative of how he works. But once again, he's not a top damage producer, so don't expect this guy to be, raking in the numbers. He's there as a tank. That is his number one goal. How many hits was that? It was like 6 hits to get rid of that guy. So we are still about 1:45, and that's a good place to be. I just hope he focuses up on one of these guys and breaks their shield. That's basically what we need him to do. We need him to break their shield in order to take them down. Now, once again, if they were both kind of working together here, that would be perfect, but they're kind of just chilling halfway across the screen from each other. And the Orc King is going down here. There we go. It's perfect. They do take a lot more damage. They do get a significant debuff when their shield goes down, so that's like the best time to attack. So having him focus up on one unit is genuinely like the best possible scenario. So here we go. Now, I will be honest with you, it's real hit or miss sometimes. I've had him really close to the wire. I've even had some where he just pops back and forth between opponents and doesn't really focus up on one, and because of that, he didn't break anybody's shield. But that's a great scenario right there. That is actually, I think one of the best I've ever seen. So, not bad. I'd say on average, he's usually down to the wire, but that's okay. That is what it is. We used Otarl. He's out of the way. Remember, you cannot reuse a unit. So now going into Battle 5, I have to pick which Earth unit I'm going to use. And it might shock you, but I'm actually here going to go with Lafia. Now, the whole reason I'm doing this, the entire reason I'm doing this, essentially, her best skill, her skill 1, they will not charge. The auto battle system will not charge it. They just don't use it to its proper extent. So while she probably could one-shot the bosses if in the right scenario, you'll see when she does skill 1, she doesn't charge at all. She just like that. She just blasted it. Zero concern. Just, hip fires that sucker. There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of the downside. Now, on the upside, she still is producing a good amount of damage. She is a fantastic unit, and she'll probably clear this in, record time. We'll probably have more than 2 minutes left for the bosses, so that's great. But once again, the best part of her skills, she's just not utilizing, and because of that, I just really can't save her for the final fight. And it's because remember, this is an auto battle, so everything's about what she's doing here. Everything is about what the computer is basically making her do. And it's not essentially going to force her to use the best part of her skills. So that's kind of why we're using her here. Why Winnie? She gives a big magic boost, though she probably could be safe for later if I'm totally honest. Real talk, though, if I do wind up needing her, I can actually come back over here, rerun this, and then basically unlock her for future use. Remember, when you use a unit here, they're kind of locked out of the later fight. So you use them once, they're kind of done. But if I go rerun this with a different assist, which actually would be pretty easy in this situation, then I've actually got her for a later fight, so we're good there. Battle 6. Now, once again, we're all just recycling characters we used in past events. I actually have a scene card here I can't use, but I'm just going to remove it. I don't know if we even need it, to be totally honest. Philvis is great, but another defensive unit that I kind of feel like she doesn't produce what she could produce. It's not like Leafia where she actually like has like a charge skill or something that the auto battle system is squandering. But it's kind of like with Otaro where she is a defensive unit. She doesn't produce a huge amount of damage. It's just rough because I see great units being squandered by the auto battle, and that's just how it is. Don't have a better answer for you. It's just how it works. There she goes, ripping through enemies. There we are. Now, she won't take a lot of damage, but she also is not dishing out a lot, but she is arguably doing better than Otaro, so, you know, there is that to be said. Of course, I say that, but we are actually now up against the wire, so let's go in here. We have a minute and a half for the final fight. I don't know if that's enough time. I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest. All right, focus up on the Orc King. No. Focus up on the one dude. There you go. Okay. He put up his barrier. She needs to break it. Excellent. And he'll take a... Oh. The downside is the ant kind of hit us in the middle of that. We still have a minute, though. All right. So 45 seconds. 40 seconds. 35 seconds. Oh. Man, I don't know. I don't know. If she breaks his barrier here, she might have it. Ooh, it's down to the wire. Okay. Okay. A little nervous about this one. Won't lie. Little nervous about this one. There you go. Get him. Get him, please. Unleash some crazy... Oh, she is just not doing anything. Oh... That is incredibly frustrating. So here's what I can do. If I go here to setup, I can actually change how she works. And it'll ensure that whoever the hardest hitting unit is, she's going to focus up on that. So if I go to auto setting, I'll set her to strong enemy priority. And that essentially will make sure that whoever's the strongest on the field, she's focusing on that unit. Now, in the early portion of this match, it actually could be a blessing. It could be a curse. We'll have to see how this plays out. There we go. There we go. All right. So far, so good. All right. So 2:30. Actually, I think this has been a little bit faster. I think so. Okay. There we go. Everything looking good. Looking great so far. Okay. Can you please? There you go. There you go. All right. So we're at a minute 38. And she should like basically focus only on the Orc King. So that's what that will do. Basically, he's the biggest threat. She'll focus only on him. Come on, take him out, please. None of this 30 seconds to beat up the other guy mess. Get him. Please get him. No. Why are you doing this? It's not how she's supposed to be. working. So Orc King is definitely going to be a menace now. Please just take them out. 20 seconds. Why is she acting a fool? Alright, so we're going to have to put a scene card on her. So agitating. So incredibly agitating, because she could have done that. She could have easily taken them out. Let's filter this by increasing her magic attack. I think that'll be plenty. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work right there. We'll do that. We'll do that. That'll be a good magic increase. So she'll produce a lot more damage now. And then finally we should have this in the bag. Maybe. Third time's hopefully the charm. She did make some rather horrendous mistakes. This is just kind of the problem with the auto battle system, is it just squanders units. It really does. And the other issue that's kind of annoying is whenever she does her assist skill, which honestly, part of it too is I have that SSR assist. I probably could swap him out. But he's doing all right at the moment. Whenever they do that assist skill, they just kind of stop everything. So, yeah, it's definitely not helping. All right. There we go. Take him out. Almost 2 minutes now. Okay, so the scene card made a big difference. Scene card made a big difference. All right, can you take him out, please? Thank you. Ooh, look at that. He is just about down for the count. Oh, I did not think the scene card would be that significant of a change. Yes. Now we have a minute. Oh, just shows you the difference a scene card can make. It was a change. It was a big change, but I didn't think it was that significant. Still. Whew. Another example of her just taking a break. There we go. This time we broke him. And that's that. So, another great example of just the sheer power of a scene card. So, go clear these up. If I can do it with 1 unit, you can do it with 3. Use your SRs. Use your SSRs. We're getting to the point where you probably won't be able to shortly. But right now, probably 3 SSRs. Or maybe 1 really good SR with 3 SSRs could be really potent. Somebody pointed out in the last video that now that we've got so much free to play in the game, a lot of these SSR units are starting to get pretty potent. I have a whole video planned on that. We've got to just kind of get that under wraps here shortly. But that is basically a project for another day. Like, comment, share. I'll see you guys again real soon.